Y'all come on in for a minute. Let's just let's just chat up for a minute. I have not been live over here. So I decided that I will come to you tonight. Let me reintroduce myself. There's some followers I have gotten. Thanks so much, subscribers, rather. So if you do not know, I am the doc. Knowing, yes. And I have the knowing over on Facebook, and over here is seen and all knowing. So feel free to subscribe. It is free. I'm just going to talk about tonight. Be careful when you're either riding to and from work, if it's late at night, if it's early in the morning, if it's in daytime. Be careful with it. The reason why I said it, I proposed a question maybe 2 hours ago. Hey, Miss Jean, and I asked her if you was riding alone and you saw a woman and a child. Hey, Miss Teresa, girl, if you saw a woman and a child on the side of the road, walking on the sidewalk, would you would you stop and pick them up? And I am so glad on. I think I had one person that said they would, and I said that because we're not living in the times we were living 20 years. We're just not living in that time now. So if you was driving, I don't care what time of day it is. Y'all don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hey, Miss Diane, girl, I don't care what time of day it is, what time of night it is. I don't care if it's a woman and she got 5 children with her. Don't pick her up. Well, Doc, why do you say that? You for women and children all day, every day. However, I'm y'all life as well. Someone told me a story. That's what you prompt me to ask that question. Hey, Miss Marcia, somebody prompt me to ask the question. Uh, Doc, if you saw somebody walking on the side of the road, would you pick them up? And I knew the person was going somewhere with it. So I said, I don't know. Why do you ask? And so the question again. I said, of course, I wouldn't pick them up. I don't care who it is. I don't care if she had 10 children. Homeless sign out there. I ain't gonna pick them up. Now I'm not gonna say I ain't gonna roll out a donation, but I definitely ain't gonna pick them up. Why do you say that? Because as soon as we drive up, put that car in the drive, you don't know who coming out the bush, coming from anywhere. So you have to be very careful. People are running game like that now. And so that's when she went on to tell me that she did not hate the madre. She did not pick up a person. And I'm assuming she thought, see, and this is how people get you. She thought the child was getting in the road. Let me tell you, it tugs at our heart when it's children. So she went to open the door, and just so happened, she looked back and saw a man walking. She slammed the door and, of course, hit the gas. Called the police and told them what was happening. Did not want anybody else to stop. But that man was probably going to get in, do whatever to her, and probably the vehicle. So it prompted me to ask y'all that question. What would y'all do? So if you're riding somewhere, I don't care who you see on the side of the road, women are now doing more crime than men. Hey, Miss Harris. Hey, Miss Mike Carter. Y'all may not believe it, but it's true. Anytime I hear something or hear something different, I'm always going to bring it to y'all. And so I got what she said was that now. But, this was somebody that was related to this woman. Y'all don't forget to do the thumbs up for me. She was related to her. And she said that, again, she thought she saw a child laying in the road. Let me tell y'all something. People put dolls out there for children. And there are some dolls that look real. So it just prompted me to come to my church and tell you all, don't be fooled by that. Don't be fooled by it. I don't care. And sometimes women tug at your heart. But it be scams. It's scams running everywhere. And you can't even see at night. You don't know where danger coming from. So why would you pick them up? I don't get it. I don't. Hey, Miss Eva, girl. So, the story is don't pick them up. That's one of the things that I wanted to and come and do the video. And the other thing is, a lot of people over here are saying, "What do you think about the assassination on assassination president?" Well, I have questions. If you go to videos like you'll have them too. And for now, I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. Okay. For now, I'm gonna just keep it to myself. Of course, you know it'll come out sooner or later. But I don't I, um, I don't have a reaction about it right now. Not that I don't have a reaction. Let me bite to it. Total that. I don't have a reaction I want to discuss right now. Okay? You know your doc I always got a reaction I want to discuss. One more other thing. Let me see. Y'all, it's storming here. I don't got wet 2, 3 times. And I can feel it. So I'm gonna try to take something there. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I sent myself the article. I get so many emails a day. It ain't no joke. Um, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Mm, mm. I'm sorry, y'all. His 340-pound foster mother sat on him for 7 minutes, suffocating him to death. Y'all look at him. Precious. Now, y'all wait on. I'm going to with this. Now, he's in foster care. And a better picture. Better picture. Okay? He begs the neighbor for help because the little boy didn't look like anything was wrong. She didn't run the aid to him. So the little boy begged the neighbor for help just minutes before his foster mother allegedly sat on him, causing him to suffocate, and he died. He died. He died. A lot of children are dying at the hands of foster care. And I don't understand. I'm not going to try to gauge and see what is about this, but I will say this. Sometimes it's best to leave those kids in the care of a family member and not always foster care. And I'm not saying all foster care bad. So don't go and say the doctor. No, I didn't say that. But it's a lot of them. Ain't no good. Thank you, Miss Harris. But he was 10 years old. He died on April the 25th after the foster parent, Jennifer Lee Wilson, 48, allegedly sat on him. He was 90 pounds. She was 340. But why would you even sit on a child? He had bruises in his chest area. Okay? Look at her. Look at her. She ain't had no business sitting on that child. That's right, Miss Marcel. Me too. Very sad, Miss Yates. Uh, she was attempting to stop her foster son from leaving home in Northeast Indiana. Let me tell y'all something. If he was trying to leave home, it was a reason. It was a reason. Children that's being treated right, they don't run away. Even the ones that don't like doing their chores and stuff, they still ain't gonna run away. But when you doing something, and he told the neighbor, they be him, and he wanted something. Everybody don't like children. What y'all say? People are against children. Some people totally dislike. You say that, Doc. you do the horrific things that you do to children. I told you all. It's a sick person to molest their own biological child, put marks on them like they're a passionate woman of yours, and then get on top of them and leave their semen inside of them and do all these oral acts on it. If that ain't sick, tell me what is. It's sick. It's sick. Notice what I said. You're treating this person as if it was your woman. What are you doing put marks on the child? If that's what you want, get your woman and leave these kids alone. Now, you all might not agree, but anybody who abused children like that, they shouldn't see the next day of sunlight. Very sick, Miss Marcel. They're sick. And since they're sick, they don't need to be out among us. People say they made a mistake. That's a lie. And don't ever let nobody tell you that. It's a lie. It's a lie. And you know what? People say on top of them and penetrate them, you ain't mess with them. That's a lie. You can fondle them and still cause them the rest of their life to be confused, not understand. And I told y'all over on Facebook, sexual abuse is usually at the hands of an uncle, a stepfather, a father, and a relative. When it goes outside, it could be a coach, a youth pastor, a band director, anybody that have their sights on your children can molest them because they trust them. And that's when things can happen to our children. You know the things that when parents did, they don't do now. Every day, my father retired military. Every day, all together. And my father said, "We starting with you, my baby. How did your day go?" My father did that every day. He wanted to know, how did it go? What happened? I never did understand that. One day when I got about 14, I said, "Daddy, why do you always ask us how our day went?" He said, "I want to make sure that y'all was safe. I want y'all to know this is a safe haven here at this house. Ain't nothing you can't come and tell me and your mama. You can tell us anything." And if we were too close to somebody, my daddy start asking questions. What he taught y'all in Sunday school? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then what else? When y'all got off the bus and went in there, what happened? My father asked questions like that. And you couldn't say like some people, you couldn't say that to my dad. You had to open your mouth and talk. You know, we was always there together, so that didn't really kind of ever happen. But you know, if it did, you know I would tell it. We always had a safe haven to tell it. And my father always said, "I don't care what they're going to kill your mama. I don't care. They can tell anything. But you would rather for them to do it than me to kill you for not telling me that somebody messed with you." But also, we didn't have a lot of that back then. Well, some of it, I'm quite sure. But most of the time, you didn't, I have never had a problem with anybody trying to mess with me. However, I'm not a good candidate for that. What you mean, Doc? Well, they know I'll tell it. They got to have somebody quiet and nice that won't tell it. I talk a lot, I'm going to tell it. Y'all understand that? If you understand what I'm saying, put a 1 in the chat. I'm serious. I'm going to tell if somebody mess with me. I ain't gonna be scared. I'm gonna tell it. I think I told y'all about the story about me. I was real close to my band or one in the chest here put a one. Yeah, you got to tell it. And people always say, let's protect the girl. What about our little boys? What about them? Let me tell y'all, in this day and time, you got to be careful with your little boys as your little girls. Let me tell you another thing that these parents are doing in this day and age. We can we couldn't go spend the night with nobody. My father didn't lie there. My father said he know a lot of got messed up because when they go and spend the night, that girl has a brother. And a lot of times bad things happen to that. I said, what do you mean bad things happen to that? He said, what I mean, bad things happen. You get over there with the friend, and I think you and the friend, before you, unbeknownst to me and your mama, before we know it, the boy sleeping with you, or you liking him, and then they giving us a 9 months gift. And my father said, and I damn well don't want to give. That's how he said now. He said, I don't want to give. And he said, I'm definitely not going to let y'all go. And I don't even know the parents. I don't even know them. So my said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this wall down in the family room, and I'm going to get it bigger for y'all. Y'all got sleeping bags. If your friend come and tell them to have a sleeping bag. A sleeping bag and a blanket, and we'll provide the rest. So the only thing they had to do was bring, of course, their clothes and toothbrush and stuff, a sleeping bag and a blanket, and he didn't care. He said, we don't care. We don't care how many come. He said, I prefer each one have a friend. But he said, if you got two and they got to come, that's fine, because you ain't never on their house. And we never did. So I respected somebody messing with us. I wouldn't be subjected to that anyway, because I would tell. People don't want people like myself. Because they said she talked too much shit. But if you quiet, scared, and mousy, they talk to you all the time. Because they say you ain't going to tell it. But I be darned if you going to ruin my life, and I don't tell nobody. Because I'm going to counseling. Remember I told you about that pastor? See, people want to come by, people want to go in that inbox and say, oh, pastors are good people, some of them. And some of them ain't worth a damn. I said it. Some of them ain't worth a damn, okay? And when you say coaches don't do it, that's a lie. Did y'all not see what that man that was helping them gymnastic girls, what he did to them? Okay. Okay. But you know what? It takes somebody all the time to try to discredit you. Let me show y'all something else. Because y'all think I be lying. Shopping mom left 4-year-old roasting at 129 degrees and didn't have the AC on because she thought the daughter would drive away. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. You cannot make this stuff up. You can't. Doc over there, she be making, no. You can't make it up. Let me tell y'all a little bit about this. She was a 32-year-old woman. She was from Arizona. She has been arrested for allegedly leaving her old daughter in the scorching hot car while she went in the store and started shopping. I don't know where y'all located, but we're in Georgia. And it's hot as heck here. It's hot. Even when I get in my truck, I crank it up and step back outside of it. That's just how hot it been. It's hot. That's why I don't do leather seats. Till say, well, I don't do leather seats. I understand it's got a cooling and a warm, but I got to get in there to cooling and the warming. And I don't want no vehicle. I want all that. I want leather because it burns your butt. To me now. I said I would never get another leather vehicle. I won't. No. Okay. She was taken into custody on that Saturday, and she was charged with one count. People say child abuse. Yes, it is. It is. And required reviews. And this actually is on Law and Crime. You know, they put everything on there. The mother was in there shopping. Jesus help us. And left the child out there. The shopping center included places like Five and Below, Goodwill, DD's Discount, WSS, among others. I don't even know what it is. And the first responders arrived, saw her exiting the store before walking over to the vehicle and opening the rear door. Police immediately removed the child from the vehicle, and the child said he was pale, lethargic, and when they offered him something to drink, he aggressively snatched it. He was thirsty. He was hot. He was hot. I came home the other day. I told Tim, I said, so hot. I had to get in the freezer. I didn't even have to let the Italian ice. I didn't have to get no spoon or anything. All I had to do was push it up. That's how hot it was. And in the mornings, when it ain't hot, I turn the air on. But if I don't turn it down, I'm coming back there about 12 o'clock, and I'm finna turn it right back up. I don't want it hot when I'm coming in here. No. While the temperature outside at the same time was 110 degrees, it was 123 in the car. When questioned by police, she admitted that she intentionally left her daughter in the car, in the locked car, explaining that the child did not want to accomplish her into the store. However, she also reported admit that she knew it was too hot to leave her child in the car. And then she admitted that she knew it was wrong to place her child outside, to place her child inside of a locked vehicle without the air conditioner on, and to leave her unattended. She said all of this. When asked when asked why did she not leave the car running with the air conditioner on, she reportedly said she didn't want her daughter to drive away. She was booked, and then she was let go on a $15,000 bond. This is happening too much to our children. Y'all know that. Okay. Let's move on. A 2-year-old dies after being left in a roasting hot car in the parking lots in a car park at Children's Hospital while parents was inside being arrested for abusing their 3-year-old child. You can't make this shit up. Oh, excuse me. So sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Look right now. Can y'all believe that? You can't make it up. Y'all, I'm sorry. I do apologize. This happened in Jacksonville. A married couple. No, I guess that story is from that. It's a law and crime channel that I look at. A married couple in Arkansas, they're facing charges of felonies. They left their 2-year-old son in the car who died of heat exhaustion after he and his three of his siblings were unattended in a hot car in a parking lot at the children's hospital. Hey, Miss Robertson. Oh, God help us all. They were in the house. They were in the hospital, being arrested for the 3-year-old that people said they had been abusing the child. I don't even really want to talk about it more. During the investigation, that's when they discovered they had 4 other children, 2, 4, 7, and 10. At the time they was arrested, they was not cooperative with the police for the location of the other children. Kids were eventually located as all 4 of them had went with the parents to the hospital, the children's hospital, and all of them was outside. And so they was dispatched to by Little Rock police. I told you it was in Arkansas, and they was made aware that the children were actually in the car. I was trying to pull up a picture of the parents so you know how to look at them. I know y'all don't want to see them. There they are. Right there. Y'all see? Y'all saw? Look like something wrong with both of them. Now, what has Doc said? First of all, they was at the hospital about to get arrested from abusing their 3-year-old. The authorities that the other children had also come with them to the hospital. Mhm. And they left them in the car, and they was uncooperative. They did not cooperate with the law at all. Somebody called it in and said it was outside and I key. The police and the fire department went and found out that these were their children. So you know what's going to happen? They're probably going to move all of them. If they'll, if these children are these are their mothers and fathers, they're probably going to move all of them. And if there's nobody that'll take them, they're going right into the system. Already overcrowded system. It's unreal. It's unreal. In the car, 3-year-old rescued from the middle of the street by after mom allegedly left him at the park to teach him a lesson. He's 3. What kind of lesson you gonna teach a 3-year-old? I can't make this stuff up. I can't make it up. I'm assuming the child asked, "Can I get in the car?" 3-year-old was rescued from in the middle of the street. A couple. I, Greg, I don't even understand why they keep having these kids. There's contraception out here that you can use. Yeah. But she said she was going to teach a 3-year-old a lesson by leaving them in the park. What type of lesson you going to teach him? See, and we all wonder what make these people get up and do things. Y'all, y'all. Look how beautiful she is. Look at her. Look at her, y'all. And then I'm getting out of here. Arizona girl, 3-year-olds die after her father forgot to get her out of a hot car. Her father forgot that she was still strapped into the car seat and she was actually in their driveway. Her name was Charlotte. She was off sick on the day her father drove her sister to school for the usual drop off. However, when he returned home with his unwell daughter still in the back seat of the car, he forgot that he had not dropped her off. Sadly, Scott started work in his home office where the temperature rose to 89. To 98. Only realizing that his beloved daughter was still in the car when his wife phoned him. I told y'all about this on Facebook. When his wife phoned him and called him to check on her 4 hours later. And a heartbreaking account, she described how her husband's voice changed over the phone when he realized his error. She said, all of a sudden I could just hear panic in his voice. She continued, I initially thought she had gotten into the pool or something like that. And then he was like, oh my God, I don't think I ever got her out of the car. Then it hit him. what has happening. That he ran to the driveway and discovered the little girl in there. He immediately called 911, but it was too late. His already passed away. It's 55% of children die for being left inside of a car. From the 1990 to it's y'all, that's all I have. I wanted to kind of stop on that note. If you got children and they sell a car, leave a briefcase, a pocketbook, a phone back there. By God, don't let these children perish for the lack of not looking back there. And you saying, why the children didn't make no noise? They could have been asleep. Children go to sleep when the car start moving. It's really our responsibility to look back and make sure our children are not there. Y'all, this is your girl. Seeing and all knowing over here and the knowing on you Facebook. And I'm headed to Facebook right now. I love you. God loves you more. I hope some of these things help. Y'all, I'll see you on the other side